guys, welcome to the channel or back to the channel. Today I'll be talking about how I got into UNC Chapel Hill. I want to start off by saying that I am in no way, shape, or form trying to brag. I just want to share my experience with you guys. So I applied through Common App, and in Common App there's a general essay that you need to fill out before filling out short answer essays. The general essay will go to all the schools that you're applying to, and the short answer is just based on the school. So for Chapel Hill, I believe I answered like, what is one thing you changed about your community, and the other one is, what about your background or what perspective, belief, or experience will help you contribute to UNC. I believe there's 4 that you can pick from. You just need to answer 2. And one advice that I would give about essays is that you need to pour your heart and soul into it. Write something that means a lot to you, so it'll be more like heartfelt. And for essays, I recommend you get as many people to read it as possible, because they do not want to see grammar mistakes or anything like that. Find as many people as possible, and if you live in my area, you can ask me about the UNC alum that read my paper. So basically I went up to him and I was like, can you read this for me if you don't mind? And he was like, I actually went to Chapel Hill and both my daughters and wife went as well. Hopefully we can pass on the good luck to you. So that worked. So if you want to know who he is, you can contact me and I will tell you about him. The next thing that I want to go over is my high school rank. So I was ranked number 2 out of 165, and personally I do not think that 165 is like a big class. It's just like a small town in North Carolina where there's like 165 senior class members. So yeah, there was 165 students in my graduating class. My GPA weighted was 4.6, unweighted was 3.93. So basically I had all A's in high school except for 2 B's. Also, the AP classes that I took were AP World History, AP US History, AP Environmental Science, AP Biology, AP Computer Science, AP Literature and Comp, AP Lang, and AP Calc. So just take AP classes if you're interested in them, but if you're not, you don't have to take 10,000 APs to get into Chapel Hill, because I know that they do look at students holistically. Just because you didn't take an AP class doesn't mean you're not smart enough for them, or just because you got a B doesn't mean you can't get in. So just try your best, take classes that you like so you can talk about it in your essay, because there's this last portion, they ask if there's anything you want them to know about you. So maybe you can talk about classes or like anything in general. Another thing was that I was involved in dual enrollment. I took classes from a local community college. The classes I took were ACA 122, English 111, English 112, Intro into Geology, General Psychology, Intro into Sociology, Art History Survey 1, Art Appreciation, Quantitative Literacy, and Philosophy. So basically, the classes I took my senior year, you don't actually get a grade for it. All we got was a PC-19. So there's that. So let's move on to the extracurricular activities. During my freshman year, I ran varsity cross country, and I also ran varsity track, and I did varsity track for 2 years, but I only stuck with cross country for 1 year, which was my freshman year, and I did track freshman and sophomore year. And I decided to join the varsity tennis team my junior and senior year. As for clubs, I was involved with student government, and within that club you held officer positions which your classmates elected you for. I was class president my freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and it was elected as student body president my senior year. I was also involved with Skills USA, and I held an officer position for 1 year. And I also competed at nationals for Skills USA twice, and I put that in my essay because that's like one of the achievements or accomplishments that I had, so I put that in there. So just make sure that you put in whatever you feel like you accomplished. So I was also a member of the French club my sophomore year before it was dissolved, because my French teacher actually accepted another position at another school system, and everything went to like online based learning, and we had to find another French teacher, but then that other French teacher left too. So yeah, there's that. I was also a member of National Beta Club and Junior Civitans. I also created a club called CCTC, which is Connecting Children to Comfort, and this club basically gets every student on campus involved, and they can also bring in their parents or their family members. Basically what they do is that they'll bring in items for kids in need, so school supplies, food, and hygiene products, because it's hard for them to get access to those things. So we actually have a storage room at my school where we bring in stuff and we just place it there, and in case if anyone needs it, they have that to go to. I also am a part of National Honor Society, and that's it for the clubs. But other things that I put in my accomplishment were studying at Harvard, because I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I studied at Harvard for 9 days for a leadership conference. We just went there and we met lots of great people, heard professors give lectures about it, and then yeah, so there's that. So I just want to tell y'all that Chapel Hill, they truly look at a student holistically. They don't pick parts that are good and then look at your bad and then be like, okay, this cancels this out, so no, we're not going to get them into our school. We're not going to accept them. No, that's not the case at all. Based off of my experience, I can tell you that they truly do look at students holistically. So it's okay if you get B's or maybe an occasional C here and there, but just make sure that you try your best and you take classes that are challenging and interesting to you, and you'll be good to go. And other things I want to talk about include recommendations. So for recommendations, I suggest you finding someone who knows you personally to write it for you, because if you don't, then I don't know how they feel about you. They might put something bad. I don't know. Some teachers do that, but it just depends. Make sure that they know you, so they don't just write about your accomplishments. They need to touch on your character. That's all I have to say about that. Also, on your essay or like volunteer opportunities, I think there's a section for that. Make sure you put down something that you did, whether it be volunteering with your church or a camp or something like that, because they like to see a student be well-rounded instead of just doing one thing. Like if you're really good at school, don't just study all the time and not do any other activities. You can be good at something but not so good at another thing, but just make sure that you give yourself a chance to try out everything the school has to offer. So when you're writing your essay and filling out your application, always remember to put things down that are very important or that you made a positive impact on. Always remember quality over quantity. It doesn't matter if you joined 5 clubs, 10 clubs, or 20 clubs. If you never contributed to these clubs, it really doesn't matter. So just remember that you put down things that mean a lot to you and clubs that you have joined and made a positive impact on. So next, I'm going to tell you why I choose Carolina. Well, this packet is one of the reasons. I always see people with this. But honestly, I feel like the people at Carolina, they're just really nice, easy to get along with. I also looked into state, but something about state felt wrong. But Carolina, whenever I stepped on campus, I was like, this is the place for me. And I really like their education that they have to provide. so that's why. Also, I really like Franklin Street, so yeah. If you have any questions, make sure to DM me or leave it in the comments, and there will be a part 2 to this video. And Addison, who is also going to UNC Chapel Hill, will cover things I did not cover and more. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you found it informative. Lastly, go Hills!